actually wanted to bring up, dun 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 dun, what year is this? 2020. What's also around the corner? Voting. That's right, you got it. Today we're going to talk about some voting. I don't know in my years of existence, but this has been the most tension during a presidential election that I have ever witnessed. Now I will admit I was not one of the first people that was into politics like that, you know, especially when you are in the Black community. You just know you vote Democrat, keep moving, and that's kind of how it is. And then you also were only kind of pushed and taught to vote for presidencies, not so much your local elections. And to me, those are more important than the president election, but that's neither here nor there. However, I do want to say, please, 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 I don't care who you are. If you are 18 and older and you registered to vote in enough time, please go vote. It's important. It's important, and especially it's important. You know how many people died so you can go vote? You know how many trials and tribulations they had to go through to go vote? And you don't want to go vote? It's simple. Go vote. Even if you don't care that your voice is heard or not, go vote. Like, go vote. Fill out the candidates and go vote. What you guys need to pay attention to is the next time your mayor and your judges and the sheriff and the councilwoman and the councilman come around in your town and they start campaigning. Those votes are more important than the presidential election, to be honest. I've also expressed to, you know, you're talking to your families and friends, and I'm not going to say which side is which, but, you know, so we got Trump. And Trump, for most people, is building a lot of racism and things of that nature. So talking to our son one day, and he's the oldest in the house, and getting his views on the election and just politics in general. And he made a good point. He would rather vote for someone independent because he's independent. And even though I grew up being a Democrat, but I can't really remember going to go vote with my family. I remember voting with my mom, I think when Clinton was going into office. And I think she was the only one who actually took me to a voting booth. I believe so. I believe she was the first person that took me to an actual voting booth, and I just held that memory with me. And as I got older, I went and voted on my own. But thinking back and living with my aunt, I can't say I remember seeing her go vote. And she's not, I mean, she's into different things as far as when it comes to the government. But back to my point, it's a lot of racial tension going on. Either you're radical left or you're radical right. Who gives a crap? The most important thing is that you go do what is your natural born right as an American citizen, and that is to go vote. You have to vote in your local elections when they come around. That's your senator seats and your judges and your sheriff and your council people and your mayor and your governors. Like, all of that matters. Don't wait just every 4 years to go vote for the president, because that is not what all affects you. What affects you is in your state. So don't forget that piece of nugget. Then I also want to reach out to the next generation, or the generation younger than us, because with the racial tension that is at a high right now, and what do you do? Oh, well, it's never worked for us. I agree. The justice system was never built for people of color. Why do I say that? Because of the history of the U.S. It's not rocket science, people. I mean, we went from not having any freedom to having freedom to still being hunted by slave catchers. All they'd end up doing was giving those same people a badge and let's call them police officers, and they're supposed to protect and serve. Like, no, they still built on the same racial bloodline that was here before us, you know what I mean? So there's a lot that America has to get past before you can really say racism won't exist. In my mind, I don't think it will ever go away. My husband likes to think optimistic and think that probably the next 20 years it won't exist. But it's hard because it's like, it still exists because of how young people with racist tendencies are. So that's just something that's just continuously being taught in that generation. So it's like, when does that stop? When does that stop as far as you teaching your child to judge someone based off their color? And that doesn't go just for white people. Black people, be true and honest with yourself. Like, that's one thing I do with myself, is try to be 100% honest with me. And as a black person, we kind of also feed into our children how to look at white people. Not only do we have the fear of the cops and being pulled over, yes, but I've known how we think white people are scared of us, or we think they fear us, or we think that they're punks, or we think they're soft, or whatever the case may be. Those are just stereotypes that you have conditioned yourself to believe, and you, not knowingly or willingly or just unknowingly, you teach your kids the same way. Because I have witnessed that in different after schools. Maybe the brown or black boy listen to the brown or black teacher, but when the white teacher come, they'll give them so much attitude, or they have to keep continuously asking, because it's like it's already built in them to not kind of respect white people in a sense. I might get chewed out for that, but whatever. I'm just speaking things that I have known in my life and just being totally honest. We can't always put the pin on just white people, because sometimes it's us too. Now, don't get me wrong, there is still a lot of racist white people out there. Shoot, I just got followed into a post office maybe like a month ago by a cop, all because we both ended up at the stop sign. He ended up behind me, and I was driving a Dodge Challenger, and I keep it clean. I keep her clean. She's a 2019, but then I kind of come off looking kind of young. So yeah, he followed me into the post office and had everybody weird out. We were all weird, like, what are you doing here? And then he was just like, oh, I'm just looking to the tellers or whatever, the post office workers, and we just thought it was all weird. So when I got outside, I'm just like, because he came out after I came out, and then I was like, did he just follow me? Did he just what did you think it was about to happen at the post office? Like, you thought I was gonna get scared? You thought I was carrying something? But you thought there was a dope girl car? Like, whatever. But ignorance still exists, so don't get me wrong. I know that it does. But to add to what can change that, I would say, hey, let's run for these offices. I'm not a political person. Sorry, my knee fell asleep. I'm not a political person. Like, I wouldn't want to do politics. However, encourage your kids to, especially in our community. We might have the next mayor or governor in our household, but because we're kind of torn to follow whatever trends that are popular, especially in the urban community, we just push our kids to the typical sports rapper or entertainer. Social media doesn't help, because now it's all about social media. What else? Your typical, doctors, lawyers, your typical jobs, but you may have a talker in your household who likes facts or who wants to see people equally treated. Well, these offices need to get younger, because I'm sorry, even with Biden and Trump, y'all both in y'all 70s. Like, do you really know what the 20-year-old is thinking? I don't think so. I think we need someone that's in a happy medium. And yeah, I would rather I would rather see the independent party grow. I know a lot of people like big business. What? Yeah, I would rather see someone who has Democratic views and Republican views and bring them and meet in the middle. My pastor touched on that pretty early too, when I think COVID first hit. And I was like, yeah, take that blue and that red, make purple, and then that's your new party. Their color is going to be purple, and they're going to fight for both sides and give everybody truly what they want. Sorry, ridiculousness is playing in the background and caught my eye for a second. But yes, I just wanted to get on here and say go vote. We're approaching this weekend. 2020 is ending. And if you haven't had any time in this year to self-reflect, it's never too late to do so. We had a lot of opportunity to sit down this year because we can't do the things that we normally do that take up our time and focuses our energy on somewhere else. So this time I was able to sit down. That's what I do with myself. And what do I really want to accomplish? And things of that nature. I'm just blessed that we are approaching the end of the year in a pandemic, and I am still here. I'm knocking on wood, thankful that my family and everyone that I love and is dear to me is still here. None of us, thank God, have been tested positive for corona. So I'm thankful. Even with my surgery this year, we were still able to maintain, keep it good. I don't play my God side. Others might think it's stupid to wear a mask. I'm just the same about corona is the same about my religious beliefs. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and I have a faith-based religion. Some people agree that that's not true. But my thing is, if it's not true, what does it matter to you? The same thing with this whole coronavirus and wearing a mask and not wearing a mask. Okay, if it's not preventing me or not helping me, that's fine. But I'd rather find that out wearing a mask than taking the chances of not wearing one. I definitely keep my Lysol wipes on deck. So they're always in my pocketbook. Matter of fact, let's see. My pocketbook during the pandemic. So I keep this, got hand sanitizer in it that stays in my bag, and my little bag of Lysol wipes. I do keep a Lysol spray too. Well, it's a sanitizing spray. It's not by Lysol because I can't find a little Lysol spray. But what else? Yeah, that's all I got going on today. Today's just a typical day. I'm still trying to edit my workout videos so I can combine them and put them on here. And it's TGIF for me. So I got a brisket going on in the smoker. That was supposed to be yesterday's project, but it rained us out since we had that rainstorm come through. But life goes on, you know. Life goes on. You see my shirt? Locked. Yes, commitment. It is true commitment. And I did make this shirt.